If you want to improve your chess rating today, you can copy my opening strategy that I'll be demonstrating in a few moments. Welcome back to KaspaChess. And hey, don't just watch, that's not encouraging at all. To keep this channel alive, you can simply share this video, hit the like button, and subscribe. If you want to go through my study PGNs, such as the one I'm using in this study, you can visit my Patreon page. The link is in the comment section down below.
So our universal system goes like this: pawn to e4, pawn to c4, and then pawn to d3. So first of all, we want to strengthen our center and make sure that we have these three pawns on the center. So we want to have the c pawn, the d pawn, and the e pawn, just like this. The next phase goes like this. This knight on b1 goes to c3, and then this knight on g1 goes to e2. So you can see the knights are supposed to be arranged in this way. So this should be your primary goal on the center. And what are you supposed to do on the queen side? If a6 by black, for example, remember what I said? Black wants to put his rook on b8 and push the b5 pawn. So whenever you see s6, it's high time you play pawn to f4. So the idea is just to lock the queen side completely. And after locking the queen side, you now shift your attention to the king side. So what are you going to do on the king side? What you're going to do is as follows. You're going to fianchetto your bishop on g2 so that you can castle short. And again, remember what I said in this position. Whenever you see black's bishop going to g7, it's high time you consider the move rook a to b1 so that you protect the b2 pawn indirectly, because this bishop on g7 eyes our b2 pawn indirectly. So we need to be very careful. If you can play rook b1, play it as soon as possible whenever you see bishop to g7. And let's say maybe after pawn to d6, again pawn to d6 opens the way for the bishop to come to the g4 square. So whenever you see moves such as this, play h3. h3 stops black from playing knight to g4 in the future or bishop to g4. So the idea is very simple. If knight to f6, for example, we again play bishop to e3. Just like I said earlier on, the final destination for this bishop which goes to e3 is f2 or h6, provided that our queen is already on d2. So let's say bishop d7 by black, just a random move. Here we play b3, just completing our queen side. And whenever you see this battery here, queen c8 and the bishop on d7, it's high time you put your king on h2 and our system is complete, believe it or not. This is our simple setup. So in the middle game, our plan is very simple. We are planning to go pawn to f4 and either push it to f5 or take the pawn which will be on e5 possibly, so that we can open the f file. But in most cases, I recommend that you just continue pushing this pawn up to the f5 square so that you can just disturb black's king side by capturing on g6. Okay, so to make it simple for you guys, these are the 7 steps that you should follow in order for this system to be successful. So the first thing that you want to do is to control or lock the center. And by the center, I mean the c pawn, d pawn, and the e pawn, supported by your knight on e2 and the knight on c3. Step number 2, you need to lock the queen side if you can as soon as possible. For example, remember I said black's early bishop to g7 equals rook a to b1 in order to indirectly defend the b2 square. And step number 3, it's high time now you secure your king side by fianchettoing your bishop on g2, then castle short, and then you play moves such as pawn to h3 and king to h2. The opening stage is over. In the middle game stage, again, you only need to consider 3 things. Begin attacking from the king side, for example, starting with a pawn to f4, intending to break through the center, or advancing the f4 pawn to f5, and then keep the game going from there. Step number 5, in the middle game, you need to hold the center with your knights. So here is where you need to look out for outposts. And in this case, most of the times, you're going to be putting your knight onto the d5 square. That will be a great outpost for your knight, provided that black's e pawn is already on e5 and the c pawn is already on c5. So if you don't know what to do in the middle game, just start with the F pawn and start looking out for outposts where your knight can sit. The places where your knight cannot be attacked by black's pawns. Step number 6, after you finish everything to do with the center as well as your king side, it's high time you shift your attention to the queen side. So you now shift your attack to the queen side and start looking out for moves such as b4, b5, a takes on b5, etc., etc. Step number 7, in the endgame stage, now you start looking out for a better pawn endgame. The purpose of this system is to remain with a better pawn structure so that in the endgame you can have an upper hand in terms of attacking. And those are the only 7 steps that you need to consider when playing this system. This is a very simple system, and I'm going to show you how I play this system against any rated chess player. I'm not saying that you're going to be winning all your games with this system, but what I'm saying is that you're going to be having good positions, and black is not going to be outplaying you with lots of tactics that you cannot understand because the ball is in your hands with this system. Okay, so let's play our universal system against the modern defense, now the perk. So I said go knight c6. Oh, my opponent is playing so fast. Let me take my time so that I don't confuse you. So now the plan is to go knight ge2. Okay, so bishop is 7. Now I can play g3. Bishop g2, right? Oh, knight f6. What should I do? I think let me play as a short. The plan is to go h3 anytime from here. Castle short, and oh, wait a second. I remember covering something like this last year. Even though the main plan is to go h3, king h2, f4, rook b1, b3, I can go pawn to e5 here, knowing full and well that I'm going to walk away with many pieces. Yeah, I think white just blundered when they castled short, because now I'm attacking that bishop. This is one hidden trap that is in this system. Pawn to e5. So after bishop takes, I mean, if they take the rook, I'm going to take many pieces. This is obvious, right? So in this case, I'm just up a piece. Even though I'm down a rook, down an exchange, I'm just up a piece. Could be the knight. So now I'm just going to put my queen on g2, acting like the bishop. So you can see how things can quickly turn sour if you play this so well. Now let's just open up the center now. It doesn't mean you need to continue playing passively. In the opening stage, you need to be solid, but in the middle game, you need to be very aggressive. That's the strategy. By the way, I forgot to mention that I'm playing against a 2393 rated player. Almost 2400, so you can see that even against high rated players, this system works pretty much well. I have a feeling that my opponent is going to lose their queen. How about I do that? Like, what if I just do this? let's say I want to win this pawn, but the intention is to go bishop d4. What is my opponent going to do? Yeah. So I had a feeling my opponent was going to blunder their queen like that. And now they have to resign now. Be honest, just to show some respect. Okay, they have no manners. Let's take. I have 18 seconds. It'll be very fast. 15 seconds now. Question is, can I manage to kill this guy? I still managed to kill this guy. This dude. I think I still managed to checkmate my opponent. Yep, my opponent just resigned. Alright, so that was so amazing, you guys. This is what I meant when I said the universal system must not be underrated. You can highly depend on this system even in classical tournaments and other serious matches.
Right, so if you want to watch the complete version of this video, head over to the comment section down below and click the first link that you see, or simply click on the video that has popped up on the screen. And hey, don't just watch, that's not encouraging at all. To keep this channel alive, you can simply share this video, hit the like button, and subscribe if you haven't already. And if you have nothing to say, just type "Thank you, Kaspa" in the comment section down below. Lastly, if you want to go through my study PGNs, such as the one I'm using in this study, you can visit my Patreon page. The link is in the comment section down below.